Game 3 about to get underway. After this will be halfway through our matches, and for the first time, it's a reasonable plane, Matt.
I don't understand. It's supposed to go over the canal itself, and that's the only place that it's ever supposed to go. I mean, first two circles, that's the way we saw it. I'm disappointed because now we're not going to see any more early game Lipo action, man. That was cool to see.
That was actually very exciting. It was actually really impressed at how that ended. So not going to happen this time. A lot of options for our teams to go out. And honestly, the only places that aren't particularly droppable are outside of Yasnaya are not spots that I would say are particularly well desired because even power is reachable from this location. So we'll see a lot of teams drop down. A couple grab some rotationals. That said, there's not a lot of options for sort of the late rotation. I think in the last two games, Matt, because of the circle, there was a lot of chances for teams to grab cars and disappear into the north and then make their way back when it's convenient. That's not going to work so much this time around.
A lot of teams going to be closer as they make their approach in the north. You can see Comets and ATC lining up against each other. Icyflex already jumping out of the vehicle. They're deciding they're wanting to fight this one. He actually gets the drop onto one, but it's going to be Ethan on the other side of it. Dressel rolls in, gets the drop onto Ethan. It is just a set of dominoes dropping on top of each other. Patcap's got the angle to work with, having to shoot through, and you can see it is fire and destruction. ATC having to play this one, no cover to work with. Norcus just having to lean into his aim to survive.
Ooh, trench warfare, baby. The napalm is down. The bullets are out, as is ATC. Comets survive and thrive in a very difficult fight, largely due to Patcaps in that flanking position.
CacW is a little bit more split out, though, with this. Gascans is also rotating the south, and they've got a couple of friends. It's going to be 4F rolling along next to them. 4F has to play this one pretty cautiously. Going to go ahead and hop out, scout this one out. Looks like they have an idea on somebody could be waiting for him. Gets vision. Great shot. Instantly gets dropped by Nikos. On the other side of this one, Premium Please trying to find the angle. He goes down as well. Similar plan just on the other side. Show's coming up from the other side of this one. Getting a little bit of plan to work with. Gets the knock and a quick flush, but has to be careful. He goes down as well. Now it is just Super with near on no life to work with, who had to run into cover. Firmly outnumbered. Grenades are starting to come through, and Super, what you got? Not a lot of good peak angles to work with, and I mean, it's just a matter of time until Gascans can find the angles, but with this really rocket edge, it means the fact they might find a couple more opportunities to work with. Oldless trying to survive, gonna go ahead and connect with it. Gascans pick up the kills at the loss of Nikos.
Yes, it's what we all look for. It's what both of those teams would probably prefer to avoid anytime there's still 10 plus teams alive. But again, both teams are very strategically sound, so it's not surprising that they continuously run into each other. STK sitting inside of a smoke and just hoping for the best, as the Soniqs have been sitting on this potato long enough that I'm pretty sure it's baked.
Oh, Shrimsy just standing on the edge of the smoke, just completely confident in his aim, gets the drop and the knock on to Purdy. So now on the other side of this, Gravity, QT find themselves in an awkward spot to the very far north of the safe zone. That's going to be, again, the very, very quick turtles, going to be the tail end of the rotation. So I guess we would have to say like medium fast turtles at this point.
Sharing it, I believe, with Rumblers, or did they leave?
Oh, I mean, no, I mean, this is not the best of things to be looking at. You can see it's just hellfire and brimstone inside here. Vox trying to survive through it. Los just goes ahead and drops a grenade on top of him to finish it out. So it's a little bit more control. 300 is now eliminated, and Comets rolling right through the center of the circle. Looks like they're trying to contest up at the top of the hillside, where we see that Soniqs has been holding down.
You know, people keep trying to get on this potato. The Soniqs say this is our house. Comets did stop short of the hilltop. That's going to be advantageous to them, but the Soniqs know they're there. They peek from two sides. Zampa has the AUG as he opens fire. Nades will start to come out. Zampa smells the nades coming, rotates away from them very, very clean. Quinn does line up a couple more. It's a back and forth with the nades to open up some shot options. Cozy Crew is eliminated. Meanwhile, we saw Drassel get knocked there by a nice nade from Tig, and the Soniqs still 4 strong.
The firepower that this squad is bringing right now is so hard to contest with. Hwin manages to just narrowly juke Pat, but there's going to be a little bit of assistance from the side. It's going to be Zampa popping off. Comets rolling up. They wanted this hillside, but the cost has been ridiculous. Already 2 down, 2 flushed. They're just trying to get out of here.
Run away!
Weathering shots coming in back behind him. Yaxley's trying to make it through. Looks like he should at least be able to get by, but no!
There is no retreat.
Aim is too good, man.
There is no surrender. There is no quarter. The Soniqs kill all. They do manage to get one man out, but then Zobrin drops the Axley, and the comments are just limping and hoping something works out. Meanwhile, let's jump over to shoot to kill. They tried to push compound and are immediately shoved backwards down this mountain. They just cannot find real estate to call home. It has been the exact opposite story for STK and Soniqs. Soniqs have been planted. They squared up and have been repelling every attack. STK can't even find a spot to plant their feet.
I mean, let's be real. There's a Sonics banner just waving up at the top of Potato Mountain right now. Shoot to kill is just having to deal with every single odds and end that's playing along this edge. I mean, they've got the angles to work with. I mean, you can see Jarhead's got a beautiful point where you can throw those throwables from. He has to be a little bit cautious. D-Rich does connect on a pan kill. Gets the opening for it, but why charge in when you can just continue to keep on cooking those nades? And now QT, they've got some world problems ahead of them. Because guess what? Soniqs now knows what's going on of reposition. That's side fire shots coming in. You can see the damage coming in from the side of them. That's going to be to the bottom right of your mini map down there. You get a vision into it. Fabled also aware of what's going on, decided they're going to flank into this one. So this is going to be 4 different teams contesting over this point, with 2 of them already stacked heavily on top of each other.
Fabled wanted this from the jump. They've been trying to sneak their way in here to play cleanup. They're not looking at the top of the roof. That spray from sneak attack will alert the rest of the squads to somebody being here as Zavare gets flushed down. QT somehow with 3, make it 2, left alive, trying to make the play. Gravity eliminated as Morrow just hits shots, but gets hit in return. Soniqs, you are crazy.
What are you doing to them? They're just walking around wherever they want to go. Sure, they've only got 4 kills, but they have been just destroying everything. They've been harassing every single side, every single team that's wanting to rotate. Ripper, the last one up. You can see eyeing that hillside, trying to figure out what to do next. Having to step away from this one, going to dance around through it, but I mean, failed to at least manage to get some separation, but you can see you can't even get anywhere. They have so much vision. Tig lines up on a sneak attack, gets the headshot to get the drop onto him, and now they're just they're just sitting here waiting. I mean, Simply Matt has given up. He's like, okay, let's look at Inquisition instead. We don't want to take that fight. Yeah, I mean, Dodge has a firm position that they can play from, as well as gas cans. Inquisition still trying to get a little bit more with it. Soniqs, you can see, continuing to harass Fabled as they've realized that Fabled just doesn't have a lot of options to work with. A couple of rocks, and that's about it. They've got the high ground, so that even makes throwables that much easier. Zampa gets the shot on 1. Overcooked just a little bit, so not going to fall through, but Simply Matt now knows this is bad. This is very, very bad. Just a tree to work with, no angles really to protect himself. It's just going to be Soniqs getting control over the hillside, and now the entirety of the north is theirs to play with. They can just roll down into this, and now it's just a matter of harassing whoever they want, and they spot out Tommel at range and are already shooting it.
Yeah, valiant attempt, but valiant nades just too strong. Gas cans 2 up inside of the smoke. This is the Soniqs in a nutshell today, though. Surround, isolate, and conquer. The gas cans couldn't do anything.
Stop it. 11 kills right now, and 11 still alive. So what we're looking at is Dodge with shoot to kill right on top of them to the south. Rumblers clutching to their little bit of a dip that they've got to the east. We did see Hikerman playing over near the tower that's kind of a little bit over halfway through the safe zone. You can see him down on the mini map right now. Cherry has gotten spotted out, and Trimsy's going to be the one that's holding the line for that. So really, Cherry, just what you're going to do, he's probably going to feed this one over to the blue. Yeah. No purpose in giving Soniqs. You just don't want to feed the beast at this point.
Why?
Well, maybe feed the beast. Sure. Why not? Let's go ahead and push it up to 12. Let's. Cool.
Well, that's... In a lot of ways, if Soniqs win this, it's because of STK. STK being tucked in back here forced Dodge to leave 2 players watching the 2 sides of this building. That meant only one person was able to really shoot at the Soniqs when they transitioned to where they are now, which is a potentially game-winning spot. So, that said, STK is now getting ready to make their move forward. They're going to molly up both of the windows that are peekable as they advance into the house. That does let them go inside, but they have to be aware of a potential snake in the grass.
Oh, and the snake revealed himself, hiding out in the bathroom. Hello, Senpai gets the shots onto 1, gets the knock. Ayla wants to go ahead and at least get this flush, looks back up into it, gets some damage into this, but now firmly aware of positioning. Is he going to commit to the res? Yes, I like this strategy. You know, the fact that you're going to be outnumbered. No, has to step away from it. Too many throwables coming into play right now, and Dodge firmly committing into this. And while this is going on, Soniqs are repositioning into the north just to take more control of whatever's happening.
STK has been the best 5th man on Soniqs in this game. They forced Dodge to look south. Then Dodge, oh my gosh, 2 down from Dodge in that exchange. Lampalot has to run and try to get this res, and meanwhile, the Soniqs can push the tower. Hikerman is basically by himself.
Well, he's got to stack up against Zampa, who ran over here by his lonesome and is feeling it. You know that this is just a Zampa. I can take this. Send me. I can get this accomplished. Now realizing the fact that might be a little bit more risky since that fight is kind of calmed down below him. So just trying to make a play around this. Now has reinforcements. It's going to be him and Shrimsy trying to figure out how they're going to do this. Instead, I like this. Clear out the bottom first. Make sure that nobody's hiding down in there. Now look back on the other side of this. You know that the other members of Dodge now have 2 firing lines that they have to contend with as they make their way forward. Lamp a lot. Finna don't have a lot of options. Instead, leaning into smoke, cresting up.
Oh!
Shrimsy gets vision onto it, just steps down, gets 1, gets 2, and now there is just the last member for Dodge trying to survive it. Gets some damage out, trying to get a knock. Does connect into 1, but has to be so careful. They just run up and walk into him. 15 kills for Soniqs.
15 kills.
All my life I want money and power, respect my mind, no die from last y'all. I pray my dick get big as the Apple Tower, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours. Goddamn, I feel amazing. Damn, I'm in the matrix.